Hi Virgo, welcome to your October reading. First card out, the Lovers. I hope you've all been well. Let's get some more cards. Two of Cups. Okay, so we're talking about love today, apparently. I feel like you have an existing connection with somebody that feels quite strong, and it feels divine in a sense. Like you couldn't pass each other up if you tried. Three of Pentacles. I feel like you both really admire each other. It's like you hold each other in high regard. You think highly of one another. You could be very sexually attracted to each other as well. The sexual attraction could be very strong. It could be what draws or keeps the two of you together. And I think it's mutual. It brings you a lot of joy with the Nine of Cups. It's like this person makes you feel really confident. They could be what you have been asking for. Five of Cups. But there could be some disappointment, or almost like it has all of the attraction, the chemistry, the magnetism, the love, the care. It may be lacking a little bit in stability. And it could be disappointing to the both of you. But the love is like still very much there, it feels like. With the Chariot, I feel like something would have to change in this connection for it to move forward, or just outside of the space that it's currently in. There would have to be a level of commitment or compromise, or a joined goal for the relationship. But I still see this imbalance with it. Which is so interesting because it has everything that it needs as far as fire and spark, and also emotion and love. But there is some imbalance here. Someone's feeling a little disappointed. Someone is feeling like they put in more than the other. Someone is feeling like they're not getting what they give. Ace of Cups. It's all over the place, and I feel like that's kind of how this connection is a little bit. But this month it could be reignited a bit. 10 of Cups and 4 of Cups, which I don't typically read cards in the reversal, but like it's interesting that it came out that way, because normally 4 of Cups is like discontentment, but with it coming out reverse next to the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I feel like this connection could be finally coming out of that. And with the 6 of Wands, that's victory, that's a win. So it seems like in the past, regardless of all the love you shared for each other, there was always this imbalance or disappointment. And I think this month is about reconciling with the pain of the relationship. I think because the attraction could be so strong that maybe the both of you often sweep under the rug the parts of the relationship that really need to be looked at and really need to be improved to make this connection more stable. And I think those wounds within the connection are really coming out this month. And it's helping the both of you heal whatever parts you had in it that were causing cracks and leaks and things like that. It's almost as if neither of you can feel safe in the connection or have felt fully safe in it. And that's definitely being brought to light in October, death. So yeah, something has to change for this to progress. And you know, it's gonna go either way. So it can either progress or the door might have to close. Because without the two options, you're gonna stay in this limbo. And it could be a bit uncomfortable. Like you wouldn't want to stay here for too long. I wouldn't. But it's destined to change. I mean, it's inevitable, right? Like, things will eventually come to the surface. Decisions will eventually have to be made. The judgment day will come with judgment, and then we also have the Five of Swords. And yeah, it's like what's interesting about this connection is you have all the cards you could possibly want for a connection. The Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups. It's like those are all the good feelings that a relationship can give you. And I feel like you and this person, you're good at that part. But when it comes to the tougher stuff, there's always this imbalance where one person is going to give more or try more or compromise more than the other. It could be the person that you're dealing with, or it could be you where you're a little closed off. So when it comes to those bigger relationship challenges, it's like there's a tendency to pull away in those moments. But when things are good, they're really good and both people are super present. But when challenges arise, there is a disassociation happening. I got Six of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. So what that tells me is eventually, I think you're gonna have to step away from this connection. And I'm not saying that you need to put a hard boundary on it or it needs to end. It might, but only you'll know that. But at the very least, having some space is gonna help. Because when the both of you can fall back into yourselves and just sort of put all that energy into yourselves, your needs are going to become a lot more clear. Because when you're too intertwined with someone, your needs and their needs, they get like spiraled into one thing, and it's hard to know whose is whose and what's what. Because I see a lot of passion here, and I think you both can get lost in that passion a little bit. So there's a need to retract back to self, to really look at this from a more logical standpoint, where there's not all these hormones and these emotions and these like loving feelings sort of clouding up your judgment. Because I see potential here. But even from my standpoint, looking at the cards from an outsider's perspective, it feels very up in the air. It could go either way, And it really depends on the work that both people are willing to put in. And I think there's gonna come a time where a decision is gonna have to be made, whether to progress or maybe to put it aside, even if just for now. You know, a lot of times connections come back together after both people grow individually. But I do think that time for that decision to be made is gonna come. So I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks, Virgos.